Today, actually, you're going to spend some time talking with Sam Hanna of Sam's Automotive in Waterford, Michigan. I've been a customer of Sam's for several years now. He's actually lasted through a couple of my cars. Even though I'm not trying to make a pitch, he's an interesting person who does a really good business. How would you describe your business?
We fix cars.
And do you have a specialty? Like, you don't do body work, do you?
Yeah, we don't do no collision. But we do everything that relates to suspension, engine, transmission.
You do transmission work? Because that's unusual for a lot of auto shops.
Yes, we do transmission work. Depends.
Do you do assembly only, or do you actually rebuild transmissions?
We rebuild.
Well, Sam, I know you first started working on cars even before you actually opened your business. But my first question is, when did you first open Sam's Auto?
2009.
Now, how long were you working on cars prior?
10 years.
So you've got a lot of experience with cars. How did you get involved fixing cars in the first place?
Just to find something to do, and I have passion for cars.
Did you have a passion from the time you were a kid, or did you somehow find a passion once you moved to the U.S.?
No, since you were a kid, as in mechanical things.
So what made you decide to go into business for yourself?
Our business, it's kind of hard on the body, and the older you get, it's harder to work. So figured one day I won't be able to do it. So I opened my own business. In the future, I won't be able to work on cars in the same way when you were young.
So I think what you're saying is you wanted to make sure to have something in place so you had customers who were used to coming to you, but you could still service them without it necessarily being your body that has to pay the physical toll for it.
Yes, it can be just a supervisor.
When you first started business, did you have any employees?
No.
How long were you in business before you hired people?
First 2 years.
First 2 years you were by yourself?
Yes.
So did you hire just one person, or did you hire a couple once you started hiring?
Oh no, I hired one person as a helper.
So going back to the beginning, how did you build your business? Because you were doing everything during the day, but it's tough to market your business. How did you get clients when you first started?
First, I did some advertisement through Value Pack. I started working on the people cars, like AutoZone, the one next to me, or Alza Quick Lube. So they see my service, and then they start recommending me to people. And you start recommending it to people. The best advertising is the word of mouth. That's what they said. So when you treat people right, you know, what goes around comes around.
How long were you in business before you actually knew this business is really going to take?
About 3 years ago, I was thinking about this business is going to take off. Have more customers knows about this place, more people knows about this place, and more people are recommending. So it's just a chain.
Now, do you only work on individual personal customers, or do you have any corporate accounts?
I do have corporate accounts. I do have warranty companies, deal with customers' cars, dealers. When you do a good work with reasonable prices, your business will take off.
So what do you suggest that people who are just starting in business do based on your experience and based on each what you did right and maybe some things you might do differently?
As a financial, you need to be prepared. You need to have some money on the side to be prepared, because when you first start a business from scratch, it's going to be hard as a financial. It's going to be hard. And when you're trying to start doing the right thing, financially be prepared.
Be prepared for the fact that you're not going to be making money for a while.
For the first couple of years.
And you may even need to be financially prepared for the fact that during your good months, you need to save during your bad months. That's what you're trying to say, right?
Absolutely. Until you build in a clientele, then you're not going to have that kind of months. But see, I think the mistake that people do is when they first open a business, they're trying to make as much money as possible if any person goes through to do it. And that's what sometimes kills the business. I don't say all the time, but most of the time kills the business, because now the few people that they try you, they don't want you anymore. So how are you going to build the business? They need to do it right, do a good job, and with reasonable prices. In our business, trust is the big thing. So people won't trust you if you don't treat them well.
How would you suggest that people try and build their clientele in the early stages?
Ask the customer. There's nothing wrong with that. Keep us in mind for next time. I mean, it's when you treat somebody right, he will go tell the people no matter what. Because that's a human nature, that if your buddy needs something and you know somebody does anything, and then he asks you, you will tell him, hey, go try this person.
You mentioned that when you first started, you used Valpak.
Yeah.
Would you do that again?
Right now, no. I have enough business. Can't keep up.
What I meant by my question is, if you were just starting, would you use Valpak again if you were just first starting?
Valpak is good because as the consumer just buy that magazine, it says it's 58% of people looking for a Valpak.
Thank you very much, Sam. I appreciate you getting together with us and sharing some ideas. Have a great weekend.
You do.